Hey everyone, it's Andy with Reverb, and recently we've been exploring analog versus digital here on the channel, and it couldn't time up better with Boss's latest creation of the Space Echo in pedal form. We have the RE-2 and the larger RE-202, which we're going to compare side by side using a true bypass looper. So let's take a look at what these new pedals are all about and then compare it to the original. The Roland RE-201 Space Echo is still a workhorse to this day, a testament to its build quality and multi-head tape echo sounds that are unlike any other design. Not since 2007 with the Twin Series RE-20 have we seen another attempt at recreating this magical tape machine in pedal form. But now with today's technology, Boss has been able to replicate every nuance, such as the inherent tone shift that occurs when comparing faster tape speeds to slower ones. Plus new features like stereo ins and outs, expression pedal control, tap tempo, and adjustable wow and flutter give you options not possible on vintage units. The Boss RE-2 is the first compact version of the Space Echo and contains the same exact playback head and reverb combinations found in the RE-201 with its 11-position mode knob. Concentric pots also help save space and pack every single feature, including wow and flutter, echo tone, and individual reverb and echo mix levels. You can also access tap tempo by holding the foot switch or set it up for twist mode, Boss's clever hands-free feature that simultaneously ramps up the tape speed and the amount of feedback into self-oscillation when holding the switch. The RE-202 kicks things up a notch with a longer, rounded enclosure that's surely a nod to the first ever stomp boxes created by Roland in the late 70s. With 3 foot switches and more real estate, you get access to every parameter imaginable, such as the crucial preamp and tape saturation that gives the 201 its charm. Plus, new and old tape simulations can change the whole voicing of the echo. The RE-202 also gives you a helpful mode display to tell you which playback head is selected, and you'll notice a new 4th playback head that provides even longer delay and new rhythmic combinations not possible on the original. Alright, so let's start with a simple slapback echo with just maybe 1.5 repeats, and I have a little bit of spring reverb mixed in there, and we'll see how close the 202 gets to the 201. Of course, the tone settings aren't going to be exact, especially with a vintage unit that probably needs an overhaul. So taking a look at the bass and treble controls, I've just backed a little bit off on the bass control, which seems to match kind of the thinner signal we're getting out of the single repeat on this 201. Let's try a multi-head and slower delay setting for that classic Space Echo sound, which gets very ethereal when you crank up the repeats. Now on the 202, I'm using heads 1 and 3, so I'm at mode 6. Whereas on the classic 201, and I should mention the RE-2, it's a different selection because we have less heads to play with, so we're using mode 10 to get those same playback heads. Let's take a minute and focus on some of the cool features on this 202, and that's saving your favorite sounds to different presets. I'm actually going to keep the delay time exactly the same, just use one playback head. In this case, it's head number 3, so it's a long delay. And I'm just going to change the tape age and also the saturation and the tone of the repeats, so it's going to bloom in a whole different way when I switch over to preset 2. And for those interested, you can definitely get the same sounds in the RE2 as the 202 if you don't use a lot of the tape saturation in the 202. So let's try the same exact mode, and on the 202, to get all 3 heads, we're in mode 7 since it has a lot more options, while the 2 is in mode 11 just like the classic 201. And I'm going to keep the controls fairly flat here, so not a lot of tape saturation on the 202, and the bass and treble straight up and down. Let's try just a single head this time and a lot more of the onboard spring reverb. Here on the 202, to get playback head 3, I'm using mode 3, but if we want reverb over here on the 201, I have to dial in mode 7. Well, there's Analog versus Digital, the Space Echo Edition. And we heard the 202 just really matching the same nuances and the head spacing as the original. And the RE2 came really close as well if you want a cleaner side of things, just a bit more stripped down. So please leave some comments below on your favorite aspect of the Space Echo, whether it's the grittiness of the analog version or the functionality of the new digital versions. It's been a whole lot of fun, and I think there's one last thing to do, and that's run the 202 into the 201.